And family, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching here on Go Live Sports. This is Tommy Morris along with the colorful Frank Mazzella here from lovely Pinckney, Michigan for WFA action here from Pirate Stadium as the Lansing Legacy 2-0 at home taking on the Columbus Chaos. And Frank, two teams going in, trending in opposite directions. Legacy 2-0. Could really put a stranglehold on their standings in the division that they're leading. And, again, the Columbus coming in with an 0-2 record.
That's right. It's going to be a tough uphill battle for the Columbus team. They're coming in here 0-2, but that's not the whole story. The whole story is they haven't even scored a point this year. They have 74 points against them and no points for. So they're going to have to get something going here. Their best chance, I'm going to be frank with them, they're going to have to hang with them at least a half and keep Legacy off the board. But this Lansing team, they're very powerful. We saw them last year. We're seeing them again. They're starting off the same way. They'll just be patient. They'll get their opportunities, and they'll strike when they need to. They're not a panicky team or anything else. And you look at some of the players on this team. Last week's Player of the Week for the WFA Division II was Elizabeth Spears. This is all she did last week in the victory. 275 yards rushing, 3 TDs on 22 carries, and an average of 12.5 yards per carry. And that's not bad.
No, when you have a weapon like that, as you spoke to, it's easier for also their quarterback, Brittany Mayer from Legacy, to, you give it. She can catch, Speaks can run, and again, there's a couple talented wideouts that they have. Also, in Alexis Johnson and Sarah Upton, to name a couple here. As the Legacy, we get ready for the kickoff here. The Legacy elected to receive here. And we welcome you again. Go Live Sports. Grab your beverage. Grab some, I don't know, what's the flavor of the day today, Frank?
Green tea.
Green tea for you. Looking at some nachos there by the concession stand. And
you can see that far?
For sure.
Your stomach has eyes, don't it?
For sure.
So we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here to Go Live Sportscast, and we're off.
Little flub kick it, and great possession time start for the Legacy as they will start on the opposite side, Columbus's 48-yard line.
Not what Columbus wanted to do on the kickoff here. They put the ball in the hands of Lansing in their own territory just over the 50-yard line. We'll see what they're going to have to come up big here. Columbus is staying this game.
Again, the offense led by their quarterback, Legacy quarterback number 19, Brittany Mayer. Lined up in the backfield. Was a player of the week, as Frank earlier mentioned, with Elizabeth Speaks. Player in motion. There's the pitch out to Speaks, and she's got a large hole up over the 40 to the 35, and she'll rattle off about 15 yards before taken down at the 34-yard line of Columbus.
Well, she's just started off just the way she ended last week down in Indiana and just rips off a bunch of yards on the first carry, a pitch out to the right, and instantly they get another first down.
A big hole open up there on that left side of the Columbus defensive line, and as we line up again, the same set, one bet in the back, Speaks in the back, single set. Back to Speaks, she'll go off the left, met there, drags that tackler for about 2 yards.
They thought they'd go to the left, see how that works. Didn't work out as good as the right side, so Columbus a little bit pumped up right now. I see the safety rooting and Ron, but it's only second down here.
Again, we'll see if you keep that ground attack. Keep it on the ground. Eventually we'll open up the air, but as long as Speaks keeps rattling off these yards as she is here early, the first two downs. Here's Mayer. Now she goes back over the middle, completed to the 15, to the 10. She could go all the way. She does. Desiree Trevino. A beautiful play. Found the seam in the middle, and just like that, the Legacy rip off the first touchdown here of the match.
Third play in after the Legacy took the ball. Quick score there. They went a couple plays on the ground, then put it in the air, and she just ripped that one off. And instantly, it's 6-0 Lansing.
Just like that, got to the second level of that defensive pairing for Columbus. The ground game opening up that air game. They're going for two on here. Here's a pitch directly to Speak. She has a wide hole there, and she'll just high step it into the end zone for two. And just like that, first quarter 13-30 in, Legacy up 8-0.
Well, definitely not what the Columbus wanted to see here in the opening kickoff, a short kickoff to the 48-yard line. 3 plays later, they score. They convert on the 2-point conversion, and instantly it's 8-0 here, and they're in the hole. Let's talk about the standings right now. The Lansing Legacy are in first place in the Central Regional Division, 2-0. Indiana, which they went down last week to beat them, they're with a record of 2-1. The Michigan team is 1-1. The Derby City Dynamite is 1-1. Music City Misfits are 1-2, and then Columbus in last place with an 0-2 record.
So with help from some of the other teams battling each other this afternoon in a Legacy win here, they would take a commanding possible 2-game lead coming up halfway through this WFA season. Ariana Montgomery will kick a good kick. It's bobbled there. Back to the 20. Another bobble. Still having trouble finding a handle. Finally does up to the 25 to 30. She turns the corner down the sideline but stepped out at approximately the 34-yard line, it looks like. Maybe 35-yard line of Columbus where they'll start over on downs.
Well, quick kickoff there by Lansing. Columbus had some hard time. They need some stickum on their hands. Picked that ball up, finally made up some yards on the right sideline there, but not a lot there. So they'll start first down. Let's see what Columbus has up their sleeve here. Maybe they change some things offensively.
Well, after not scoring any points the first couple games, that's what they're hoping for, I'm sure. But we'll find out how the offense reacts here. Sydney Carey is the quarterback for Columbus. She receives a snap up over the right side. Good for 3 up to the 38-yard line.
Good defensive play. The line stood up there. They swept to the right, the offensive line for Columbus, and Lansing just stood up to it. They got a few yards on it, but better than getting a big play out of that one.
12:45 and counting down here. If you're just joining us in the first quarter, Legacy up on their first possession, 8-0. Touchdown and a 2-pointer. Columbus with the ball. There's another handoff. This try going up the middle and met immediately. A beautiful play and a loss for a yard there. If she got back to the line of scrimmage, possibly, it'll be second down.
Good play defensively. They just stood up at the line. She was waiting for her, and she saw the handoff right there and just gobbled her up. No gain there, I don't think, maybe a half a yard. So Columbus, we'll see what they have to do. If they're going to try to stick to the ground, that's going to make it easier for Lansing.
Excuse me, I said second down. It's 3rd down and 5. Make it a long 5. Looks like they're going to air it out. One back. Carey barking out the orders. She'll drop back. Looks to the right, left. There's a catch by Davis. She runs right back into the arms of the line and maybe for a 1-yard gain on that pass play.
Nice,
4th down.
Nice catch there, Tommy, but she needed to stop and turn around and start running towards the sideline and not the middle of the field to pick up that first down. So instantly 3 plays, they're out, and they have to kick this one.
And that's one of the things I'm sure the coaching staff, when you don't have any points, will point out. Got to get to that sideline. You had one-on-one coverage, maybe a little side step, a little shake and bake, and you might be gone. But instead, big play by the Legacy. The defense holds up, and they'll get the ball back.
Well, if she would have curled back after catching that pass and come towards our near sidelines. She would have had a chance to pick up that first down. And said she curled to the inside and went towards the middle of the field where all the line people were standing for the Lansing Legacy.
And it looks like we got a flag on the field, possible delay of game. Timeout.
Not sure who called this timeout here in the early going at timeout just before the punt here as the Columbus will line back up quickly. I don't know exactly what that was about.
Maybe time running down, flags are flying, the clocks are going to zero, the whistles are blowing, and after all that, they issue them a 5-yard or a penalty. They do back up the chaos.
A lot of chaos going on there, so they got the penalty on the delay of game. We'll try redoing it again here, Tommy.
Savannah Carey, the punter for Columbus. There's a snap high. She gets it off, though, to midfield. Good, favorable bounce. Will be down at the 42-yard line where the Legacy will take over.
So they got it into the Lansing Legacy territory over the 50-yard line, and so Lansing will go at it again with that powerful offense that they have. Let's see how they play this one.
First possession, a couple runs by Speaks led to a Mayer to Upton passing touchdown, and then the 2-point conversion. That was all nothing but good things going for the Legacy on their first possession. And they'll start here on the 42-yard line, another good field position. As they come to the line. And
so we saw in that first possession by Lansing, Elizabeth Speaks going to the right on the first carry, gobbling up some big yardage to add to her total. We'll see what they have going here.
They got trips to the right. Mayer looks around. She's going to call her own number. She's off the right side. A pitch to Speaks, a beautiful lateral, and Speaks has some room to the 30 and pushed out at the 26-yard line. A lovely little trickery play there.
Well, she's doing exactly what she did last week. Here you see it on the replay, that quick pitch, and she just puts on the afterburners and gets up some big yardage there. Trying to keep that average at 12.5 a carry.
And that was a big run there. Almost a 30-yard run. First down again for the Legacy. It's been all Legacy this early moments of the first quarter. 9:15 on the clock and counting down. In the shotgun, Mayer Speaks up the middle, and a big hit there, gobbled up. Found no room. And that play went to, there wasn't Speaks on that.
Well, that was a play right up the middle, trying to run behind the offensive line right there. Just got stumbled right there and, as you said, gobbled up, so no gain there. In fact, maybe right back to the line of scrimmage.
Ball on the 27-yard line of Columbus. Couple trickery plays, couple passes. We'll see what's in the repertoire here. Mayer. There's the handoff. Starvenich around. She gets the corner. Starvenich out at the 15-yard line and beat a couple tacklers from the Columbus to get that yardage, and that'll be a first down again for the Legacy.
Well, she stretched it out, got that handoff. Instead of cutting towards the middle, she broke it to the outside and did enough to get the first down and move those chains.
So a couple players getting some touches there. And the Legacy offense looks to be on all cylinders here. First down, new set of downs here. Chaos going to have to come up with some tough defense if they want to stop the Legacy here early. Mayer in the shotgun again, Speaks to the right and behind her. She drops back. She throws it in the flat. It's behind Speaks. She bobbles it, but she gets a hold of it and then take it down at the 19-yard or at the 14-yard line.
Looked like a broken play there, but she got the ball out, a quick little pass over to and Elizabeth Speaks, and she just couldn't move with that ball. She was the Columbus team. They sniffed it out and got her with maybe lost a yard or maybe gained only 1 yard there.
Dangerous play. That would have been considered a lateral, and Speaks reached behind her and made a nice play just to handle that pass in behind her. So second down. No harm, no foul here. Second down and approximately 8 to go. 6:50 ticking down on the clock. Mayer giving some instructions. Wide outs, 2 apiece on the side. There's a pitch. We're on the right side, a little stutter step, take it down to the 8-yard line inside the 10.
You tried to sweep it to the right. Looks like we got a timeout right now. Little bit of gain there going down to the 8-yard line. You see right there sweeping it out to the right. Just couldn't get that extra push to get in the end zone.
So third down and a long 2, almost 3 yards. Be interesting to see inside the 10-yard line what they're going to call here as the coach discussing with his team. And we want to thank you for joining us today here on Go Live Sportscast. We encourage you to check out some of the upcoming events we have being broadcast to you and some of the archives from the previous games. You caught up on all the WFA season up to this point for the Lansing Legacy.
So Coach Damian Goodwin, coach for the Lansing team, let's see what he's got cooking up here. Him and his coaches have done a heck of a job with this team, putting it together, and the owner of the Lansing Legacy. And they've come back year after year so far with a good performance, good solid team here to get the W's on the board.
So 2 backs in behind Mayer. There's the snap. There's the handoff left side to Speaks. A lot of green field over there. Can she get the corner? A stiff arm. Touchdown. Speaks.
So that's number 2 for Speaks today. Looking to break her total from last week of 3 TDs. She got the handoff, sort of took her time around the corner. You see it right here on the replay, and just that stiff arm and just held that ball out.
Had a foot race there, and the power of Speaks had the defender just bounce off her with that stiff arm, and Legacy going for 2 here to try to make it a 16-point game. 6:19 on the clock. There's the fake handoff. It's tossed to the outside, and now it's pitched. It's fumbled around there, and that play is going to be called dead, and it's only 14-0. They fail on the 2-point try here.
So instantly it's 14-0 in a hole that Columbus is going to have to dig themselves out or try to make some kind of little progress. 6:19 left to go here in the first quarter. The 2 possessions that Lansing has had the ball, they scored. So far the Columbus team hasn't made any headway with their offense. We'll have the kickoff here in a second and see what Columbus can come up with here in the late part of this first quarter.
That was a big stop there. I mean, it still keeps it at a 2-score possession for Columbus if they want to look at any of the bright side on that last stop there in the 2-point conversion. And a great crowd here on this lovely afternoon here in Pinckney, Michigan. Temperature approximately 80 degrees. Lovely cool breeze. Nice area over here. A lot of lakes in this area if you ever come to this part of the country in Michigan. Town folks are quite hospitable.
Lansing, who made the playoffs last year, had a good run, looking to make a good run again this year. Like you said earlier, Tommy, only their third game of the season for most of these teams in the WFA Division II.
Scalapone with the kickoff. It's on the right-hand side. Missed one tackle. Still in bounds. Up over the 42-yard line. And Columbus with some decent field position as they will start on their own 42.
So that'll be the best start that they have so far here in the early parts of this game. Right on there, about 42, 43-yard line. Looks like the 43-yard line they're going to mark it at. And so we got to see if Columbus can put anything together. Are they going to go with something different than a couple of handoffs and be in a hole to pass that ball? Or are they going to try something different here?
Well, we'll see what Sydney Carey has up her sleeve. She comes to the line. She's checking out the defense for the Legacy. Emily Yanez in the back. She drops back. Carey does, and a pass incomplete intended for Yanez, and second down now.
So they did try something different. They went to the air on first down. Good thought to try to make that happen here on first down and switch things up, but just couldn't hold on to that ball.
Yeah, I would think that isn't a bad play, Frank. I mean, you're at least keeping the defense honest, keeping them out of that box. Maybe open up some ground game attack for Columbus because they desperately need something to get their offense rolling. Sydney Carey. Emily Yanez in the backfield. Carey again. Hands it to Yanez up the middle. Yanez finds some room. She charges forward for about 7 yards. And that'll bring up third down.
She found a little hole in the offensive line. Good move there. Just cut to the right, but got gobbled up. Looks like she got about 5-6 yards on that carry. Put them in a pretty good position here for Columbus to try to convert this third down here. But they're going to have to make something happen here or right at the 50-yard line.
Hurry up offense now. No time wasted. Yanez again, the same run up the middle. That's good for a first down.
So 2 handoffs there, Tommy, right to the right side of that offensive line. They got the first down. I think they're thinking they're going to try poaching on that side for a bit here. Let's see if they come back with a third play that way.
It's interesting with that quick lineup, hurry up offense. They slow it down now with the first down. 4:40 and counting down here in the first quarter. 14-0, the Legacy lead. Columbus with the ball. Carey drops back. Carey out on the flat on the right side. That is a good pitch and toss for about 6 yards. And receiver was Adalia Davis for Columbus on that.
So they go to the right side of the field again, 3 plays in a row. Looks like Columbus is looking at something or seeing something. That's 3 plays in a row to the right. Damian Goodwin, I'm sure he's going to adapt to what they're doing right now here as they move to the 40-yard line of the Legacy.
Carey, hands off. On the side over the left side this time. Good for 7 yards and another Columbus first down.
So this time they went up the middle right over on the right hash marks. Kept it in right at the hash marks and just ran that ball back, and they moved the chains here again.
Columbus, long drive here, pretty consistent. No penalties for either team yet here in the first quarter. There's the snap. Carey will hand it off again. Carey to Fuller, and she barrels only for about 3 yards. Bring up second down.
So another play to the right side of that offensive line as they consistently have been moving to the right side all their offensive plays here on this drive. They must see something going here or working their strong side of their offensive line.
That was Grunza on the last carry for Columbus. Little play action. Carey hand fake. Carey back. Throws. Incomplete.
Good.
So had it open for a moment, just failed to complete that on that play action pass, Frank.
Good play there, good call there. Just couldn't complete it, as you said there, Tommy, and switch things up a bit there and try again here on a second down.
So a lot of changes for Columbus. They have a short bench over there, you would expect from them traveling. A couple players maybe on the DL couldn't make it. Carry on. There's back to Yanis. Yanis drags the line with her for about another 3 or 4 yards, and that'll bring up third down.
Well, it actually was third down.
Sorry,
that brings
fourth
it
down.
up to fourth down. I incorrectly said it was a second down. It is fourth down now. So it looks like they're just short of the first down. Columbus thinking about going for it. Looks like they still have their offense on the field.
You might as well, right? I mean, you have you're down by 2 scores. You are moving the ball, and they're going to call a timeout for the Legacy to talk this over. What kind of defensive scheme we're coming up with? And with this timeout, we're going to take a quick break here on the Go Live Sportscast.
So with the timeout that Lansing called, it's 4th and 3. Right at the 26-yard line of the Legacy. Columbus, we'll see what they come out with here, 4th and 3. Trying to convert here and keep this drive going as they're looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time here this year. Columbus, in their first 2 games, were blanked out, so I don't know if they're going to have to punch that in if they get in deep. I don't know how reliable their kicking game is for a field goal.
And this timeout may have benefited Columbus a little bit. Again, with a short bench, you get a little breather here. They're going to come out in a 3 backs here. Different look. A redesigned fishbone. There's a bobbled snap. Carey scrambling, just has to toss it away, and Legacy will take over on downs after that botched attempt.
Well, that bad snap, quarterback couldn't pick it up and just threw it up. It was like an Efer pitch, and it just went up in the air. Nobody there to gobble it up for Columbus, and we go over to the Lansing Legacy. They'll take over on their 26.
That play was called panic. That's just all. That's all you needed. Coaches want to call that again.
They call it the
Just
PP, panic
That's
pass.
it. Just the panic. That's it. We don't want to run that again ever. But the Legacy, again, looking good. Big defense where they needed it. Take it over on downs. They're on their own 26-yard line. And their offense has just clicked on all cylinders pretty much all season long here. And we'll see again on their third possession what they're going to do. There's the pitch. Coming into your screen, breaks 1 tackle up over the 32-yard line to carry for about 6 yards. Trevino, or 25. Bryn Pline.
So it looks like a little bit longer than 2nd and 3. It looks like it's could be like 2nd and 4 based on the line markers here. We'll see if they go that running game again, use that right side of that offensive line to push that, get that big push.
Overlooking, play action. Here we go. Pitch to the right side. It's over in the backfield. Missed 1 tackle. Has a little corner open. Up over the 30. Tries to get back to the line of scrimmage. Does and falls forward for a first down. And a beautiful individual effort from Brittany Starasinovich.
She's out of Redford Union High School in Redford, Michigan. Only 5 foot tall and 135 pounds. Good second effort there. It looked like that ball was going over her head and just grabbed it.
And I thought she got the first down, but she was just, they mark it. They mark it a first down now. beautiful individual effort. First, that pitch was a little behind her, and she had to turn her body around and avoid a tackler at the same time in the backfield. And that tackler that she avoided is now was left in the backfield, and it's being attended to. We don't like to see that. And
according to our roster, she's the shortest player on the Legacy.
It's called running for your life. And coming up, we have on June 19th, 20th, and the 21st, USA Floorball Championships, USA versus Canada. And it's going to
U19.
It's going to be beautiful, live from the Chicago Blackhawks practice arena in Chicago. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. USA versus Canada and anything is always a great matchup, and some intensity from zero to hero here. USA Floorball Hockey on Go Live Sportscast.
Here's some other things coming later this summer. The Extreme Roller Hockey League, which runs from early July till the championship in August 22nd. That's coming from Toledo, Ohio. That's going to be exciting to see that roller hockey. Also, a full week from Wisconsin, we'll be doing the World Horseshoe Tournaments. So that's we did that last year, a couple years back in Lansing. And I got kind of excited watching some of the professionals do it, because once you understand how the game is played, it's a lot more interesting than, just hearing clanking.
Yeah, that's all my horseshoes do. They roll and then clank, and then I got to go catch them about 4 foot away from everybody. It's not even close to the nail. Is that what they call it in horseshoes now? The nail? I don't know. The pin?
Yeah, the pin, the nail.
Whatever it is, but speaking of nails, we're getting back here to the action where the Legacy have been nailing the Columbus Chaos here on offense, 14-0. Here they go, 16 seconds on the clock. Here's a pass back over the middle. Oh, it almost picked off there.
Broken up out there by Christina, number 0, Davis.
Yeah, pass right down the middle. Good defensive play there by Columbus to break that one up. Possible interception as that pass went out. It was aired out to Goodere, the wideout from Grand Valley University in Marion, Michigan. So Lansing got a break there. That ball was almost picked off.
Yeah, Christina Davis made a nice read and maybe telegraphed a little bit by Mayer, but nonetheless, as we come to the end of the first quarter, it's been all Legacy with a 14-0 lead, and we'll be right back on Go Live Sportscast.
And again, a reminder, you've got some great opportunities to get some swag at the counter. Get some swag at the counter.
You have it spotted out?
As well as get
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one.
Within reach of Lansing.
Mayer rolls out to the right. She pitches it to Speaks. Speaks has some room there. Speaks over the 40. Speaks to the 48-yard line before she's taken down. There's a flag on the play.
Might be a late hit there on the sidelines. That flag came out late. We'll see what they have here on the call.
Maybe a face mask, but something that you're not supposed to do that's against the rules. And they're going to march it off against Columbus.
Not sure exactly where it happened on the play. Could have happened along that sidelines as they tried to force Elizabeth Speaks out of bounds on the sidelines.
And it's a big one, a 15-yarder there, so still didn't see what the signal was. Face mask, unnecessary roughness, poke in the eye, punch in the face, something.
Give me something, ref.
That's right, but
They just have to make up something then.
Legacy starts, they under Columbus 37-yard line. Mayer barking out the call. Mayer to Speaks again. Speaks on the left side, misses one tackle, stiff arm. She's torn back, spins off another tackle, remains on her feet, breaks another one before she's out. Back to the 32 or 31-yard line, and a good run there. 5 hard yards there on that run.
That was an excellent play. She was caught in the backfield. She spun away from one. She stiff-armed another one just to get back and maybe gain a yard or two. But what a second effort by Elizabeth Speaks to get back past the line of scrimmage and not have a loss there. In fact, she picked up some yardage.
Tough runner. Kept those legs churning. Boy, I would not want to get a stiff arm in the face from that lady, I tell you. She knocked a couple heads back on that last run.
You better be nice to her then.
I'm always a gentleman. Gentleman around these ladies for sure. We got second down and 5 yards. Here's a pass out to the flat on the right side. There's some room. First down and take it out at the 25-yard line is Jessica Weeks on the receiving end of that pass from Mayer.
Nice play there by Mayer. She just went to the outside there, a little flare over to the receiver, and the receiver just took it for positive gain there on the catch.
And that's what that run game will do to you. She was wide open. And a little too much respect for the running back Speaks, and again, left open that beautiful passing play.
You got to like how Lansing just keeps switching up their plays and not staying on one.
Brittany Sarasanovich in the backfield. She gets the pitch around the left side. She's got a little room. She is finally corralled out at the 13-yard line after a run of about 7 yards.
They just keep chopping away there. Just a quick pitch out there. She kept on fighting for yardage there and just kept on holding on to that ball and finally forced out of bounds. It's like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, the Lansing legacy, they don't force anything onto you. They'll take you what you give them. And you just keep giving them some opportunities. Run that ball. They'll just keep on running it till they punch it in.
Speaks back in the game. In behind Mayer. She gets the ball, Speaks does, off the left side and taken down after a couple.
Well, that's the first time they tried to go that route right up the middle, and it was clogged up. Columbus, a good defensive play there to hold Speaks to under 12.5 yards.
That was Bryn Pline on that last carry.
That wasn't Speaks?
Nope.
Correct me.
Correct me. I started it.
Check that.
Yes.
Well, then Speaks can go for 12.5 yards carry again. Didn't bring the average down.
That's for sure. Second down and 8. Mayer back, throws it in a line, bobbled and incomplete. Intended for Trevino.
Looked like it took a skip on the ground there just before she corralled that ball off the turf, but refs called an incomplete pass.
So it brings up third down. And it's going to be see what's in the play repertoire here. Ball at the 12-yard line. Single back, tight end split. Oh, and a bobble there. She gains control. Mayer, she tosses over the middle. A little high, intercepted. It's picked off. And right into the arms of Adalia Davis.
What a huge play for Columbus to pick off that pass. Mayer just threw up a floater, and she was just sitting there and picked that one up and turn over to the Columbus team. And big, huge play there by Columbus to keep this game a 14-point game.
Yeah, Davis, the recipient of, hey, look what's floating into my arms here. And like you said, Frank, a big play at a time when they needed it. Down 2 scores, 10-19 and counting down here in the second quarter. Down by 14 points. Columbus, we'll see what they have going. Last time they had a pretty good run on possessions offensively. Carey, hands off, right side. Trumps forward for about 5 yards.
Good defensive line there for the Legacy. She took that handoff, went to the middle, cut to the left, back into the right. Maybe gained 2 yards on that. They're going to need a lot more than that, Columbus, to get this ball moving for them.
Hurry up offense. Carey trying to get everybody lined up. Barks out the call. Oh, bad snap, but she just get on a one hop. She rolls out to the right, pressured, and has to get rid of that.
Luckily, there was a receiver over near that pass, or possible grounding could have been called on that one and really put the Columbus team in a hole.
So we're looking at a couple bad snaps, Columbus over the last few downs here, and I don't know what the Legacy are doing defensively to bring that pressure, making that center for Columbus a little antsy. Carey looks over the defense. 3 receivers. There's the snap. Up the middle, that's caught. Right back to the line of scrimmage, though, no gain. And Rochelle McGraw on the receiving end of that, but great defensive play.
So now Columbus is at 4th down again. The weak kicking special team. Looks like the way they're lining up here that they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Back, Carey looking around, doesn't see anybody. She's got a lot of time. She heaves it up. Open receiver there on the left. First down and more. And Lyric easily found herself wide open after Sydney Carey with all kinds of time back there.
Well, she had all kinds of time, and she just threw that one up to the left of her. Nice catch there. That was on 4th down. All the pressure was on Columbus, and threw up a duck there, and it caught that and right at the 40-yard line.
So Columbus now comes to the line, finds himself in some decent field position, backed out of that goal line. First down on the 41. There's a snap handoff right up the middle. Tried the left middle side. She's finally taken down after a gain of about 3 yards.
Quick handoff there, trying to get that offensive line to move to the right. Got stuffed, but gained about 3 yards in the first down. We'll go to 2nd down here just before the 45-yard line. Columbus looking to make some movement here with the ball here in the second quarter.
So Legacy are going to have to respect that arm of Carey. She showed that she does have an arm on her and it's pretty accurate downfield. Carey, 2nd down, looking over the defense of the Legacy. Makes a couple adjustments. There's the snap. She drops back out to the left and a little short there into the dirt. Will bring up 3rd down.
They wanted to go back to that same play. She threw a little flare off to her left side. Nobody could hook up on that pass, and as you said, we move on to the 3rd down here. Still at the 41-yard line of Columbus.
Maybe she's a little more accurate. Just keep throwing the bomb all the time. Maybe she's more accurate downfield instead of those short passes.
The old duck pass.
There you go.
Located in GR, Grand Rapids, Michigan, they're offering the finest services around. Roofing, siding, windows.
So the wind is blowing across the field from Columbus left to right. third down. There's the snap. Looking around some more time. Pump fake. It's flushed out of the pocket. Intercepted, and here's the Legacy. All the way back. This could be a pick six. She's trying to battle through it to take it down at the 24-yard line. And a beautiful interception by Sky Van Houten.
Here it is. She
Or
went.
Jessica Berry, I'm sorry.
She got the snap. She went scrambling a little bit. Just threw it in the pack. In fact, it wasn't a solid pass. It was an alley-oop. And right there, she just picked it off. Looked like she was going to take it all the way. Jessica Berry with a great defensive play. And wouldn't you know, it was the player, Jessica Berry, who's from Perrysville, Ohio, the only player on the Legacy team from Ohio against Columbus.
They may be asking her to come play for them next year. We'll see.
Just got dragged down on that
It
interception.
was close. I thought she was going to go.
Looking to make this score 20-0, but instead they'll start at their 20, just inside their 25-yard line.
So the best field position starting point for the Legacy thus far, enjoying the 14-0 lead. 6:10 winding down here into the second quarter, and they're up by 14. Mayer looking around. Mayer, under pressure, slips one tackle, and loses the pocket. She throws it underhand to Speaks. Speaks is looking around. She's got some room. Steps out at the 19-yard line, and just when the play looked stopped in the backfield, Mayer just underhands it and gets a positive gain.
She pitched that out to Speaks, and it looked like Speaks was thinking about throwing it. And then she just took that ball and just ran along the sidelines and gained what she could gain. And it looked like a broken play, and they still made yards out of it.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to mention. When she Speaks looked to throw it, I think she realized that she was already had the pass forward, and that would have
been a flag on that.
So she calmly rattled off 7 yards. So second down and 3. The 18-yard line. 5:10 on the clock. Person in motion. There's a pitch. Some room there. Some blockers. Round the outside, and down at the 7-yard line.
Elizabeth Speaks picking that one up again. Big yardage gain to the outside. She's a running machine right now here for the Lansing Legacy. You have a weapon like that on your team, you can turn to it when you need some yardage, whether it's short or long, in order to get that first down.
So the Legacy enjoying a 1st and 10 on the 9-yard line. 4:20 on the clock, ticking down. There's the snap. Mayer throws it to the outside and just could not handle it. The ball at her feet, and Bryn Pline just couldn't grab it on her shoelaces.
Yeah, Mayer had a pass there that looked like a dying duck, and it just died into the turf. And as you said, no grab off the shoelaces. So here we go at second down and goal.
Speaks in the backfield. Mayer hands it to Speaks. Speaks off the left side. Shakes a tackle, drags a couple forward. The pile pushes forward and then backwards a little bit, and it'll be down at looks like the 3-yard line.
So it looks like a gain of 6 there. Just had it at the 9-yard line, and they just keep grinding and pushing that ball. They do it their way, Lansing does. They'll take their time, get what they give them, and here we go again.
Back to Speaks not to Speaks. That was to
Lost the 2, back to the 5-yard line.
Quick handoff. In fact, they lost a couple yards on that. They'll have to set up here on 4th down, see what they come out with.
So they tried giving Columbus a little dose of the hurry-up offense there, and it backfired on them. But Columbus has been coming up with some pretty big defensive stops when needed.
They'll have to come up with another one here. We'll see what the Lansing team goes with. They're going to talk things over here on a timeout, see what Damian Goodwin is going to come up with, what he's got in his back pocket. He's got a lot of trick plays. He's very creative. We'll see what exactly. We have a player down right now. We'll take a quick break here on Go Live Sportscast. Be back in a few minutes.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now.
We welcome you back to the action here on Go Live Sportscast. Legacy with the ball on the 3-yard line after a timeout. It is 4th down, and we want to talk about what this next play is, and we have Speaks lined up in behind the quarterback, Mayer.
Look for a quick handoff to Speaks or a pitch out.
In motion. Wide open. 2 receivers there, and Goddard is the one that takes that into the end zone for a Legacy touchdown.
Well, they went against my play call there. I thought it was going to be a pitch out. You see here on the replay, nice short pass. In fact, 2 receivers were waiting for that ball. Only one could catch it, and there they go, 20-0.
So have you ever seen, 2 players catch the ball together in the end zone, and then who
they
gets
have
the
to
call
split
on
the,
it? Yeah, it almost happened there. 4 arms on that football there for a moment, and Legacy with another impressive play.
Well, it looked like Columbus was waiting for that big run, that big pitch out. That didn't happen, and they went to their right side, threw that pass up, and that struck gold.
So the Legacy going for the extra point here. They went for the 2-point conversions earlier and failed on one of them. There's the snap, the hold, and it's good.
Haley's kick up and good.
So
Nice kick there to convert on that one.
So Jessica Weeks was patient enough to wait till that ball was scooped up and put it right through the uprights.
So we sit at 21-0 here, Tommy. Columbus making some big plays. You just can't capitalize on their offense at all yet. They made some stops defensively, but they need to get some offense going here.
Yeah, they keep shooting themselves in the foot offensively for sure. Looks like when they start to move it, then all of a sudden it just collapses. And the Legacy, they seem to be looking very comfortable, just comfortable offensively. And all the players that are touching the ball. There's many running backs that have made positive plays. Mayer, she's been pretty poised back there in the pocket all day long.
Well, as I said, this Lansing team doesn't force things. They take what you give them. This nice kick, this one.
Oh, Ross rolls into the end zone, and that was a beauty kick, though. So they're telling them to pick it up.
A lot of chatter here. They think it might have touched a player. Refs aren't signaling the touchdown or anything, so guess the play had to be called down.
Yeah, they're waiting for the whistle for the ref, and as you said, Frank, they thought somebody touched it, but nonetheless, the Chaos will end up having it on their own 20-yard line to start out with, down 21 points. 25-yard line, down 21 points.
Yeah, they definitely have to find something here, Columbus, get a couple of first downs and see what works for them in order to get some points before halftime here.
So see what Sidney Carey has up there, and they're calling a timeout, Columbus is, with 1:58 here left in the before halftime.
Well, I don't know what she saw here in first down. They just got out on the field as something that might have went against what they had planned and the way the defense was set up for the Legacy, but kind of rare on the first down to call a no-pressure situation and maybe change a call at the line.
And again, Go Live Sportscast bringing you all kinds of action from the WFA here with the Lansing Legacy. And join us for the upcoming schedule that you see. You have June 6th, East Tennessee, and then the playoffs after that. And Frank with the Legacy in control of so far this half, looking pretty good, waltzing for their position into the playoffs.
Well, they might get a first-round bye. We have to see how this whole rest of the season is played out. But, yeah, we'll be here again live here in Pinckney with the Lansing Legacy June 6th against Tennessee.
And that was a big win against the Indiana Valor last week, the Legacy had, to put them on top of their division with a game in hand. There's the snap of carry to Yanez. Yanez barrels her way up the left side for about 5 yards.
Good first play there. Gain half of the yardage you needed for the first down and spin off there just off to the right side of that line and gain 5 yards here. Put them in a 2nd and 5. They have several different choices to make here on what kind of play they can call.
Coming up slow to the line are Columbus. They previously were in a little bit of a hurry up. Big possession for them with time running down in the half. There's the snap. She drops back out on the right side, brought back inside by the receiver, right into the arms, out down after the first down at the 39-yard line.
Well, nice flare out to the left, just bounced to the inside. She picked up that first down right at the 40-yard line, so good play there by Columbus to do what they needed to get done there and move the ball. 41.
And Adiah Davis, she did get the first down, but is that a habit of running back into the middle of the teeth of the defense after that possession? I mean, she made it work. She got to the first down, but a little not used to seeing that. Anyways, there's Carey back again. She receives a stab. Yanez back down the right side. Wrapped up there after a gain of 2. It'll bring up 2nd down.
So it looks like they went to that first play again that they did in the previous set there. They went to the right side of the line trying to gain half of that 5 yards of the 10 yards needed for the first down. Looks like they got about 3 yards, so it'll be a 2nd and 7 here instead of.
So you got Haley Dutton on that left side and Sarah Nelson, and they've been, I don't think you want to run into their arms consistently. Let's see if Columbus is going to end up changing up the play call. Drop back, fake pump, looking around, pressured, and taken down at the 37-yard line. And a few players for the Legacy there. Angelica Smith and Haley Dutton. And a beautiful play defensively for the Legacy.
Well, you just can't stand there like the Statue of Liberty. Eventually, this Lansing team's going to get a hold of you and throw you down either for a sack or a loss of yardage, and that's what happened. She just ran out of time looking for a receiver, and that wasn't going to happen. So big sack there by Lansing. We're in a 4th down situation here, or 3rd down and long for the Columbus team.
So here they are again, Columbus. They've got a couple good plays offensively. They get a first down, and then they're sacked for a large loss. Still trying to find some kind of points, as it looks like they're going to go into halftime without scoring again, and that's 3.5 games now, Frank. 2.5 games.
Yeah, they just can't get something going on a regular rhythm basis here so far.
But, hats off to the Legacy defense who've been swarming over them all day.
So here we go. The clock says second down, but I don't believe it.
5.7 seconds left on the clock till halftime, so send all your receivers down the field. We'll see what kind of arm that Carey has, and there it is to the left side. Nobody there, though. That'll fall incomplete, and we're going to the halftime here from Pirate Stadium with the score. Lansing Legacy 21, Columbus KS nothing. Join us for third quarter action here coming up a little bit later. Grab your favorite beverage. Join Tommy Morris back here with Frank Mazzella on Go Live Sportscast.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Make a plan today.
What is your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? She's dead? Yes, please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier.
My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school.
It's been so amazing to be able to give our child the life that we kind of pictured us having, even though we didn't really have that.
I've been in foster care my whole life.
He's so strong to just be able to leave that all behind and still be able to take care of his daughter and be a good husband.
Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone.
We've been through so much in our life, and he never used that as an excuse, but as motivation to do better.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Welcome back to Saturday afternoon WFA play here from Pirate Stadium. We're here for second half action. Detroit Legacy up 21-0 against the Columbus Chaos. Will be receiving the ball. Frank, all first half for the Legacy.
Yeah, with that 21 points, here's the kickoff to Columbus. Columbus is going to have to make something happen here right off this kickoff in the start of the third quarter.
And it didn't look good as they had an opportunity to field that, but she could not get her hands on the ball. Nonetheless, they'll start out at their own 26-yard line, Columbus will, leading off. And as Frank, you mentioned, some good offense from the Legacy, and Columbus keeps shooting themselves in the foot offensively.
Well, you see the Lansing team, they just switch up on their offensive plays. You never know what's coming. Somebody thinks that Speak's going to get the ball, somebody else gets the ball. They keep you guessing there on their plays, and that's a great way to play an offensive game. And right now, Columbus is going to have to do something to slow them down.
Sidney Carey, the Columbus quarterback, has shown signs of brilliance at times, but Yanez has the ball now on the handoff at the right side, and she goes forward for a couple. There is a flag on the play.
Looks like that might be a holding.
And good call, Frank.
So you could see it all the way up here with my
For
bad
sure.
eyes. It was a bad hold. My eyes work when they need to.
Did you hold a lot in football when you were a youth? I mean, what was the story there? Were you you cheat on almost every play, don't you? Isn't that what happened? You got to kind of bend the rules on every play. You can't call everything, right?
That's exactly right.
So the Columbus,
keep them honest.
Now the Chaos find themselves in a hole. Now they're 1st and 18 here, backed up to their own 16. Here's the throw to the flat, complete to Yanez. She'll stumble forward for about 4. It'll be second down.
So they tried to work it on the outside. Look if they get a big break there. Nothing happening there. Lansing didn't bite on that one. So they'll try it again here deep in their end. Columbus is going to have to make some magic here to get out of this hole.
Wind not a factor. Very, very calm day here. Temperature about 78 degrees as the sun starts to slowly set here in Pinckney, Michigan at Pirate Stadium. And we're glad you're with us on Go Live Sportscast for this televised game today. Columbus. Carey drops back. She's looking to the left. Pull up there. Nia Davis almost had that ball, but batted out of her hands. A great defensive play by Brittany Sterzevich.
Here it is on the replay. Low snap. She picked it up off the ground. A long pass into some traffic. In fact, that pass came up a little bit short, but she was shooting for the first down, just over the first down marker. That didn't happen, so looks like we got a timeout on the field.
So when Columbus comes back, they're going to be facing a 3rd down and 17 deep in their own end here. A lot of time left on the clock. 13:40 left here in the third quarter.
We'll see what Columbus comes back with. They're going to come back and kick this ball. They're going to punt it, or actually it's still 3rd down, so they're not going to punt it. Not that desperate yet. But we'll see. We got a timeout on the field.
Maybe the triple dog alley-oop Statue of Liberty play is in
there
the
you
pocket.
go. That's switching it up for sure.
So
as we talked about the standings right now, the Lansing Legacy are in first place. They basically can get a stranglehold on first place of the Central Regional Division.
You know, what catches my eye there as you're reading the standings is that the points for and points against for these teams. Indiana, who they beat last year, scores a lot of points, and they had a lot of points last year, but edged out by the Legacy in their match last week.
Yeah, that's they give a lot and they score a lot. So as you talked about earlier, as we closed out the half, still the goose egg for Columbus on scoring this year. You add another 21 to 74 points, you're up to what, to 95 points?
Yeah.
Against, and points for, 0. So it's really Columbus is going to have to, they're not getting blown out yet, so they're really going to have to, looks like they if you average that 74 so far, they're giving up about 30, 35, 36, 37 points a game. So they're not getting blown out that much, but it looks like a blowout because your offense is doing nothing, exactly nothing. Your defense is on the field all the time.
And speaking of the offense, Adalia Davis shaking up on a play. She's off on her own will, and she's the big receiver for Columbus. That's not good offensively with Adalia Davis going gingerly to the sidelines.
Well, next woman up's going to have to do their part while she's off on an injury.
Carey drops back. She rolls to the right. She's looking right. Carey has Saru in front of her. She's going to pull it down, gets to the line of scrimmage, and gets pushed out at the 22-yard line for a gain of about 2.5.
Well, that ain't going to do it. It's going to have to find something else. Now it's pushed it to 4th down and very long. You see on this run out to the outside, she was looking for a receiver, just couldn't find somebody. Everybody was covered.
Yeah, she had
somebody about 10 yards along the line, as you pointed out there on the replay, and that would have gave her some running room if they had thrown it out to her.
So here is the punter for Savannah Carey for Columbus. And they're going to need a good punt here. Late substitution for Columbus. Coach is discussing. They're trying to count here. Refs making sure.
Punter's counting them off. See how many are on there. There goes a player off the field.
And
there's all kinds of chaos going on right now.
Timeout forced to be called by Columbus because of that.
So they bring their own chaos with them, as Columbus didn't know how many players they had on the field.
That was my trouble in school.
The late curly shuffle right there. One guy coming on, one guy going off. Or
the curly shuffle.
Who's on first?
So back to kick. Good snap. Good kick. Fielded at the 45-yard line. Oh, dropped now. Serzovich pressured. She's pushed off the ball, and Columbus retrieves it at the 33-yard line of the Legacy.
So there you see it there. She must have touched that ball, couldn't hold on to it on that punt. And a big break for Columbus to get this ball down in the Lansing territory. See on this punt, good punt from Columbus. Must just phase the Lansing player, grazed her, and she just jumped on that ball inside the 35.
Yeah, Goddard had it, and Trevino scooted by her after Goddard got a paw on it, and just like that, Columbus finds himself in good position here when needed. Here's the snap, carry to Yanez. She's off the right side and pulls down for about 4-yard gain before she's taken down.
So we've seen that play a few times by the Columbus team in the first half. They doing those handoffs going along the right side of that line, and this is exactly what they did. They gained about half the yards that they needed on first down, and then they have several options here on second down.
Carey tells Yanez to get to the right side of her. She drops back. Carey looking long down the right side. It is, just caught and dropped for a moment. Had her hands up, but there's a flag on the play. Possibly an interference call.
Yeah, that flag's in the backfield. Here's the replay on that toss right here. We'll maybe see a bit more. It looks like it's going to go against Lansing as a possible pass interference.
Well, they're pushing their hands there. A little tough, but nonetheless, they do call that.
It's another big opportunity here for Columbus. Looks like this ball will be on the 10-yard line or 9-yard.
Yeah, 1st and goal for Columbus. Carey looking around. 3 receivers. Yanez slides out to the left. There's a quick pass. A bounce bouncing around and finally hauled down by McGraw on there after that ball pinballing around the inside, pinballing around there. And I don't know how she got that, Frank, but she did.
Well, here it is on the replay. Quick snap pass outside. That was deflected and then up into the air, and finally she gobbled that up with her paws and brought it down. In fact, that was had interception written all over it, but luckily for Columbus, they corralled that in.
Scary 2-yard pass brings up second down and goal. Carey surveying the situation. There's a snap. Yanez runs right into the teeth of the Legacy defense, and she's thrown for a loss.
I talked to Lansing Legacy. They said they're open for breakfast all day, and they have pancakes, and that was one of their pancakes.
Tiki Malone made no mistake about that, losing her bucket in the process.
You can get breakfast anytime with the Lansing Legacy.
So a big stop there.
Just later out there, a loss of a couple yards.
Third and goal at the 11 now. So that was pushing them backwards. Big set here. 3rd and 11. Columbus desperately needs something. There's the snap. Yanez off the guard side and only good for a couple. 4th down.
So they had some big opportunities here. They haven't gotten in yet. They're going to take one more chance here, see if Lansing can keep them off the board and keep them scoreless for the season so far here in the 3rd quarter.
So Cassidy Smith comes off. Tiki Malone with that big sack comes back in on that left side. You're going to have to go to something to the air here or play action, something here. 4th and 8. Down by 3 scores. They line up. Carey looking around. There's the snap. Drop back. There's the loft to the end zone. A player down in the end zone. No flags, incomplete. And beautiful defensively now. Big plays by the Legacy, and they'll take over on downs.
Here's the replay. Just looking for that pass outside. Nobody there. In fact, the receiver took a dump in the end zone there. Turnover of the ball back to the Lansing Legacy as their defense is stout so far here in this game, just about the halfway point of the 3rd quarter.
So that's a telltale all game long. Big defense by Legacy. Big shooting the foot by Columbus when they've had their opportunities to claw back into this game, but Legacy's defense just keeps coming up big.
Well, you just watch this Lansing Legacy team. They do what they need to do when they need to do it. It just, they're not going to look for huge plays. They'll bite off a little bit and take what they can get.
So as they start out inside their 10-yard line, the 9, there's the pitch to Speaks. Oh, avoids nice one backfield. Beautiful stiff arm over the left side. She's hauled down at, the 13-yard line. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that quick pitch out to Speaks. They're looking to try to break that one out. Dodged one of the tacklers there. Then the right stiff arm, and she's pushed out of bounds and probably gained about 4 or 5 yards on that one.
Almost lost the jersey there. Second down. Receivers 2 split. One flanker. It's the pitch to Speaks. She's looking, cuts inside. Has some room around the outside into your living room and pushed out at the 35-yard line after a gain of 20.
You got some weapons on that Lansing team offensively in the backfield. You got so many choices, too. Here it is right there. She just broke out to the outside. I'll just step out of bounds right here. That's good enough. I'll get more.
So Speaks approaching, if not just surpassing, 100 yards for today on the ground. Every time she touches that ball, you expect a big run now from her.
Well, it takes a lot of work to keep up at 12.5 a carry.
That's for sure. Good combination. There's in motion. Mayer has it. Looking to pitch. She does. There's some more room around that left side, but hauled down from behind. A nice tackle. But Pline had the corner for a moment, and she does gain 5 on that play.
Good defensive play by Columbus to haul that one down. That could have been a long run along the sidelines over there on the other side.
So 2nd down and 5. The Legacy seem to be having their way moving the ball, whether it's on the ground or I know there's been a couple a pick, but whether it's left or whether right, they're finding the holes. They're getting a lot of ground. 3 plays later, they're going from inside their 10-yard line. They're almost to midfield. There's a whistle, timeout, Lansing.
So Lansing went with 3 pitch outs on their last 3 offensive plays, and they're going to call a timeout here and talk things over with Coach Damian Goodwin as he talks to his team, and must have saw something that in order to call that timeout that, hey, let's do this right now. They went to a couple pitch outs to the right, a couple to the left.
I think it is time. It may be time for that trick play to hold for a little bit, for a big yard trick play. You know, I mean, they've been consistently conservative on the ground with success running on the ground, and why not reach it to the playbook a little bit? You have a commanding lead, and good time maybe to catch Columbus off guard with those runs, and let's see what if that trick play can end up working.
Lansing just wants to eat up clock here and control this ball so that they can control the rest of this game, the late part of the 3rd quarter going into the 4th quarter.
So 3 receivers, 1 back, in motion. There's the pitch. It's the reverse. Got to string that line out. Spins off a couple tackles, misses another. She's still on her feet. 1st down and more, out to the 49-yard line into Columbus after a run of about 14 yards.
What a play call there, the end around. That was set up in the timeout. They were going with this trick play here as
Trevino
wouldn't go down here, bounced off a couple of the Columbus players, actually 3 of them.
Boy, Columbus had it sniffed out for a moment, but again, a few missed tackles, and 14 yards later, they're facing another 1st down. Here's an unusual lineup. There's the handoff back to Trevino up the middle. She finds some green field there, and she pushes forward for 9.
It's a little bit deeper in the Columbus territory, just over the 50-yard line. This one's going to be on the 43-yard line on Columbus's.
That was Bryn Pline on that run, not 15 Trevino.
She's went to college at Grand Valley State University from Hamilton, Michigan.
Shout out to the people in Hamilton. 2nd down, about 4, maybe 3.5. Mayer with the pitch to Speaks. There's some room there. Speaks turns on to Jets, gets the corner, battles down to the 31-yard line, and another 1st down.
Here it is on the replay, the pitch out that they've been doing all day here, right to Speaks. She just puts on the afterburners, gains some yardage that she needs, and just at the 31-yard line of Columbus, and they'll do it again. It'll be a 1st down.
Emily Speaks is a strong back, and you've seen when she puts on the motors, going downhill can be very, very tough to take down, and see a couple of the players maybe a little intimidated when they see her rolling at you.
Tall, lanky, skinny runner there coming right at you.
There's Speaks. Speaks to the left side. Has a blocker there. Speaks turns to the 20 and taken down out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Another big run by Elizabeth Speaks there. As she just keeps on her feet. She's a hard person to tackle. And they'll just keep grinding her after this Columbus team, and they'll get the yards that they need, and they're going to just try to punch this one in. Again, another first down on that play as they get closer to the end zone.
And this long drive, as you mentioned earlier, eating some clock time up. They started inside their own 10 and now are in scoring position here. 2:17 on the clock and down. There's the snap. There's a throw to the right flat. Sidestep, beautiful play there. Beautiful move there, but couldn't avoid the second tacker. And Gadare with a gain of about 5 on the play.
Nice solid pass, as you said, out to the flank. And there she tried to cut inside. There was plenty of Columbus players there, and coming over from the defensive line, making the tackle. And
she's still on the ground there. Maybe got the wind knocked out of her as there was a player from Columbus landed on top of her after making that big tackle from behind. And
it looked like she gained about 5 yards on that first place from the scrimmage line on the pass there, making it coming up to be a 2nd and 5 here down at the, looks like about the 12-yard line, 11-yard line possibly.
So as they tend to Adair, we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule. You said June 6th, Tennessee comes here.
Yep, Tennessee comes here. Lansing's got a couple more games, or actually Lansing goes on the road next week. They go to the Michigan Mercenaries, that is. That game is next week. Or actually, it's not sure exactly that date, but Lansing goes down to Columbus on June 13th. That's a game that their last season game.
So with Gadare up under her own will, there's the snap. Pline looking for end zone. Push it. Touchdown. Bryn Pline with second effort and help some teammates crosses the goal line, and another 6 points for the Legacy.
Just effort right there. Just kept on grinding those legs. Kept on pushing it. Eventually got in the end zone there. Another 6 for Lansing, making it a 27-0 game here late in the third quarter.
On for the extra point. There's the snap, the hold, it's down and through. So Legacy now with a commanding 28-0 lead over the Chaos. 1:35 left to go here in the third quarter.
So going over the first two games, Lansing had the Michigan Mercenaries came up here, and Lansing beat them 25-6. The second game of the season, Lansing went on the road to Indiana, the Valor, beat them 39-27, and that's where we stand today with Lansing ahead 28-0 over Columbus. Sure, Lansing's looking to go 6-0 during the season and then possibly getting a bye in first place in the playoffs here.
So as we get set for the kick, Columbus to receive. Good kick back all the way. Bounces at the 31 fielded there. Up to the 40. Cut back into the heart of the teeth. Stop there at about the 44. Still rolling around. The whistle will blow, and Columbus will start out at the 44-yard line.
So we'll see what Columbus can muster up here with a minute 25 left in the third quarter. Good field position to start off at the just inside the about the 45-yard line of Columbus.
Good crowd on hand watching an entertaining contest. Their Lansing Legacy in control from the outset. 14 quick points to open this contest on their first two possessions, and really haven't let down since. As the clock is running now with 55 seconds left to go. There's a handoff to Yanez, who's been busy for Columbus. She barrels forward for almost 7 yards. Had a good game today. Yanez got to be close up to about 75 yards today.
So Columbus went to that play again where that handoff to the right side of that offensive line for Columbus on first down, and they gained good yardage there.
Carey brings him up. A little hurry-up time here. Now time is of the essence. The pitch and the flow. She's got to take the knee down there as the snap hit the ground. Had to make sure she didn't do anything damaging.
So a bad snap there. Just couldn't grip it. Needed some glue on those hands, and they'll be at third down here and bringing them back a couple yards on that play.
That's the third or fourth bad snap today, and that's what a good defense does to your snapper there. There's another one low. Carey heard a whistle, and there was almost a little late hit. We heard a whistle and wasn't quite sure, and the Legacy player Dutton did hold off from tackling Carey. It was the end of the quarter. That's what the whistle was, and Carey still did not like Dutton coming in, ready to put her into the turf and question the ref about it, but no harm, no foul. Cooler heads prevail.
So we'll switch sides here, start the fourth quarter. 28-0 Lansing over Columbus. Columbus still looking, so let's make that 11 quarters in a row that Columbus hasn't scored. That they haven't scored all season. That's hard to swallow sometimes when you're a team. And at this point in this junction of this game here, down 28-0, you just need to get something. You need to get something to happen, whether it's on a turnover, whether you a broken play, you need something to happen. You know, if you close out this game without scoring and getting on the scoreboard.
I would like to see, just speaking of Columbus, I'd like to see a couple fake handoffs to Yanez and then throw the ball. You know, use her as a decoy a little more to open up that offense. She's had a great ground game. You know that the Legacy players are trying to key on her. She's still bashing out her yards, so why not use her for a few fake handoffs and try to open up that downfield?
Maybe a bootleg. Let's go with something different here.
So 3rd down and 7, a big 3rd down. 3rd down, and 13. There's Yanez, and she just gets woman handled on the tackle there.
She got stuffed right at the line. Nothing happening there. You better put your head on a swivel because Lansing says gave him the Matumbo, no, and that was it.
Jessica Berry. She said all straw, no berry. Put her down. That was giving up some size there and didn't bother. So forced a punting situation for Columbus. Down 28. They're still going to play it safe here.
Looks like the punter's counting the players on the field.
Here's the snap. The punt is off. Bounces a Columbus bounce all the way back to the 23, and it'll be picked up. Trevino decides she's going to run with it. Little stutter step up over to 35 to the 40 and gets plastered there. Look out. Keep your bucket on, and that was a big one.
Here's the play on the replay here. She did a quick move there to peel back and then got put in an awkward position there where she was being tackled low and got creamed high. Hopefully she'll be all right.
So there's a couple players down. There we got Trevino, who was the recipient of that huge hit, and Lyric Easley, who is hobbled, who gave the hit, and had a tense moment as both teams were on the sidelines there. And here's another replay, Frank, where, as you said, she did a spin move here, but when she got tackled here, it looks like she was held up for the plaster. Oh.
So your body's getting tackled low, and then you get hit high, and you get it from both ways, but that high shot is the one that did it. And hopefully she'll be able to get off the field and be all right after taking that shot. It's a matter of getting put in the wrong position. You get hit high there, and you're getting tackled low. You're in an awkward position, even on the sidelines, any part of the field.
Yeah, there was no way for her to defend herself, as it looked like it was a helmet-to-helmet shot face forward, and she couldn't even get her arms up because they were held by, being held low. And
here it is one more time on the replay. She went for that ball and picked it up, says, hey, you know what, I'm going to run with this. Did the spinorama move there and started carrying it up along the sidelines, got away from one of the defenders there, and then boom.
Yeah, that cap of the helmet came right up under her chin.
Yeah, that was a helmet-to-helmet hit there. Not sure what the refs are going to call on that.
So we'll see how this goes to play out. You have one team that, is in control of this game, and one of their players gets knocked out with a questionable finish hit, and you could see some after whistle foolery here.
Well, when the game's at this score, you don't want to see these kind of injuries, and when the game's out of hand already and safe in the Lansing Legacy hands here at the 13:49 mark of the fourth quarter. Looks like we've got some movement along the sidelines.
So that is some.
It's a procedure you're going to have to take your time with. You don't want to hurry up and get up, and you got to be precautious on everything you do here.
And while we're waiting, let's go to a break, and we'll be right back. Go Live Sportscast.
Who was it that got hit?
Trevino.
What's her number?
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose.
Welcome back to the action here. As coming back is Ms. Trevino is up and off the field, moving around, and that's good to see. And we'll be resuming play here with the Legacy up a commanding lead, 28-0. If you're just joining us, there was a run. It was for a first down. So Legacy do start over after that punt and a gain of 12, 14 yards on that play by Trevino before she was injured. We'll start 1st and 10 on their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, Trevino out of Hopkins University. Another player from Hamilton, Michigan. Shout out to Hamilton again. Several players on the legacy roster from Hamilton.
Proud town there at Hamilton. Producing some football players there.
I thought they were hockey players. I get my Hamiltons mixed up.
I thought they were in theater. Isn't that play, Hamilton? I don't know. What do I know, Frank? What do I know? So here we will start after that. See how that delay, that, you know, what's going to happen after that hit if the tempers have died down after that long delay, and how do you handle it coming back, trying to get the offense back in rhythm again? All those things will play out. Speaks in the backfield. Mayer with the snap. Pitches it out to Speaks. She's looking. She pulls it down. She gets to the line at a 40-yard line. Met head on there, but not after a gain of 7 yards.
So they go to that pitch out again. Speaks takes it to the right side. Good run there. Picking up 7, making it a short opportunity to pick up that first down again for Lansing. They want to chew up this clock. 13-10 left to go here in the fourth.
That is tough for any team to, you know, if you're getting 7-8 yards of carry and sometimes more from Speaks, that's just a nightmare to stop.
Especially on a first down play. So, you know, they have several options here. They want to go to the air, throw out a short pass. They want to go back to the ground, go to the left side, have some more field.
Maybe an in-your-face trick play. After that,
Statue of Liberty.
Something. There's 2 backs, 3 receivers. There's the snap. Inside handoff, and nothing there for Sturzanovich.
She got stuffed right at the line there, and no gain at all. We'll have a 3rd down and 3.
What are you calling here, Frank? They're going to keep it on the ground. They're going to go for the pass.
It's a little play action fake here.
A little plas? That's what you said.
Yep.
Same formation as the last one. Last one was inside handoff to Stanzinovich. There's a fake to her. Out to the flat here. Corralled in on a nice shoestring catch, but nothing going there. Only a couple of yards as Jessica Weeks had to take that off her shoestrings. They don't bring up 4th down.
Big defensive play there by Columbus. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Why not? In Columbus territory. 4th and 1. Let's just eat up this clock.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Mayer call her own number on this one.
Little quarterback sneak.
She has the ability to run. We've seen it already today. Oh, she runs up to the line, and there it is. Pushes forward. 3, 4 still going, and gets the first down and for a run of about 5.
So there you have it, a quarterback sneak push. Right there, and they'll keep that clock going.
.35 left, rolling down. It's been all Legacy.
Legacy 28, Cab, nothing, moving right to left from the 31-yard line.
Beautiful evening here, Pinckney, Michigan. Pirate Stadium, the home of the Legacy. Well, they'll be back here on June 6th, facing off against Tennessee in their playoff hunt. Right now with 10:05 left on the clock in the 4th quarter, up 28. Up behind center was Mayer. She hands it off to Speaks, who bounces outside, breaks a couple tackles, and a little shot there. And there's going to be bringing a crowd, and that might be she may be out of this contest, as
Things are getting a little bit
There are push and shoving
heated over there.
Christina Davis gives Speaks a shot. Temper starting to flare a little bit. That was well after the play.
We'll see it here on the replay. She just bounced to the outside and went along the sidelines, and it was a jab to the face mask. Right in front of the ref. I don't know.
So a little bit of frustration there. And a little bit of frustration shown by Christina Davis out of Westerville, Ohio. And I believe that in addition to the penalty, is she going to be ejected? I don't see her on the field. Do you see her? I didn't see her leave the field. And
still some chatter from the Columbus team on the field as the refs mark this one off.
So I don't think there was any ejection. I just think that's a unsportsmanlike or unnecessary roughness or a slap to the face. Penalty. But nonetheless, Legacy, 1st and 10 on the 11, looking to really put some salt in the wounds here. Up under center is Mayer. Mayer with the handoff. Off the left side. Speaks again. Rumbles forward for another 8 or 9 yards there. Or was that Pline? That was Pline on the carry. My bad.
Here it is, just a straight handoff. She went to the left side of the line, found a hole. Almost got into the end zone, but just a couple yards, 3 yards short.
Second down and 1 for a first. 1.5 or 3 for a, looks like a long 2. Maybe close to 3 for the touchdown. So here's the snap. Touchdown! Glenn.
So here it is, a quick handoff, no problem. Big hole there. I could have drove my Big Mac through there.
In that, the crowd starts singing as they sense that this game is truly over and in the bag now. Unless we've seen some crazy games before, though. Anything happens. That's why they play a full 60 minutes. And Haley Dutton for the extra point. Oh, it's nicely. Did that get through? Oh, beautiful. And a really good scoop by Jessica Weeks to hold it down for Dutton, and that was beautiful.
Good play by her to corral that ball after it bounced off the turf.
Need some Tiger scouts from the Detroit Tigers here, for sure. Feeling they like a one-hopper shortstop, and hold was good.
Well, Tommy, while we're here late in this game, let's talk about your boat for sale.
Lovely, lovely. It's actually, I would love to take credit for it, but
well,
I'm smarter enough not to own a boat. My son is still living that experience right now, but yeah.
I saw you posting it for sale. It's a little bit out of my budget. I'm more the dinghy type. If you find a dinghy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful 37-foot Sea Ray, and it's been in good hands. He's had it for a couple years. He's very, very good maintenance on it, and it's a really nice boat. I don't want to see him get rid of it. I've enjoyed it so much. And that is going to be a kickoff out of bounds and a penalty For it being kicked out of bounds will be assessed. As Columbus starts 1st and 10. But, yeah, I really, anytime anyone else has a boat and you get to enjoy it, you really hate to see them get rid of it.
Especially when they have to pay for it.
Yes, for sure. But, no, it's nice. If you're looking for an upgrade, you find it, look out on my Facebook page. It's all over there. It's a beautiful, beautiful boat.
Maybe you think about maybe getting a canoe or something.
I had my canoe days, and that didn't go very well.
Those aren't happening again?
Nah, I always lose them to the ex-wives. I mean, it just happens. So
you're out of the canoe stuff.
Yeah, give me a bathtub maybe with some candles and maybe a little rubber ducky or something on a quiet after this game today, after a little Chardonnay, and that's all my water time. And speaking of treading water here, that's what Columbus is exactly doing as met there.
Lansing Legacy, all-you-can-eat breakfast anytime, featuring pancakes right there. Just stood her up right there, and she just went down like getting hit with a fly swatter.
Tiki Malone and Dutton on that side, on the left side for the Legacy, have been just a combination together all afternoon. So we got 2nd and now 13. Oh, some moving on the line, and that's going to back them up 5 yards.
This could be the last opportunity for Columbus to get on the board here and not be shut out for 12 quarters straight, 3 games straight. I'm sure Lansing wants to keep them off the board and finish them off here late.
Yeah, you see they're playing very, very deep. Deep safety, sitting almost 20 yards back. There's the launch into a crowd, knocked down by the Legacy, number 10, Starostinovic.
She threw it right into the crowd. I think there was at least 3 or 4 players there for the Lansing team, so she's trying to squeeze that one out. There was 4 players over there for the Legacy, and it's like putting 15 pounds of groceries in a 5-pound bag.
Right.
It ain't going to happen.
So, a long 3rd down. A quick pass, caught, run back into the teeth of the defense, and down at the 30. And after a nice catch, is McGraw catches it, and I don't get it, Fran. It was another one. She caught it on the left flat on the outside and ran it right back in the middle of the teeth of the defense.
We've seen that at least 3 or 4 times here by Columbus today, where they just, instead of peeling to the outside and running up the sidelines, they peel to the inside. Well, that might be one of the reasons they don't have any points on the board this season yet.
So 4th down, and Columbus back to punt, not playing any games, not even trying for any offense. They just are. There's the snap and a good leg under that one. That rolls past the 40 down to the 36-yard line, where the Legacy will take over on downs. So enjoying a 35-point spread here. 5 minutes, roughly, 5:10 on the clock, running down, Frank.
No stoppage of the clock here late in the game. Still rolling on, so this could be Lansing just milk this clock out and take the shutout 35-0. We'll see what happens here. See if.
So as you look forward now to the upcoming schedule in the playoffs, if everything keeps happening in the next 5 minutes, they'll enjoy a 3-0 record to start.
And then they next week go down to the Michigan Mercenaries and play them again on their home turf and looking to get a W there and possibly move to 4-0.
Boy, and they got some help from the other divisional players. They knock Indiana off. A couple of those teams go to 2-2. They'll really be looking good. There's the handoff again up the middle, rolling for another 8 or 9 yards. Another 1st down and 9 yards. How you gonna? They just keep rolling.
They're too strong offensively. They got too many weapons. I mean, playing Columbus is their defense is doing as much as possible, but they're on the field so much time that they can't get their offense out there. And when their offense does get out there, they don't do anything.
Yeah, I've been impressed with no flags. It's been pretty much flagless. And here is Mayer. Here's an inside handoff to the fullback. That's a first down and a couple extra yards on top of it.
They'll just stick to the pound and ground here late in the game, just over 3 minutes left to go here. And why not? Let's just milk this clock out, get out of here with this big W and move to 3-0. Half the season will be over, regular season.
Lindsey Davis, a touch on the ball, the fullback, number 59. That last carry. Mayer gives it to her again. Rumble up the gut. Only rumbled forward for about a yard on that play, but needless to say, it'll just chew up some more clock here for the Legacy.
Well, here's an opportunity for Lansing to switch out some running backs and change things up and see some other players that, give Speaks a break here and possibly keep her from getting injured, and you need her next week.
So as time is winding down, we want you to hang around to check out some other programming on Go Live Sportscast. Many things. Check out all our archives and our upcoming schedule. You see some of the places that we are and are going to be on GoLiveSportscast.com. Second down here. Time winding down. 2:10 left in this game. There's a whistle and, a false start against the Legacy. So just as I mentioned, no flags. Apparently.
You did it. You jinxed it.
That's what happens, right?
You got a salt shaker?
Just,
Tommy,
just not
you did
saying
it.
anything. I'm not saying anything. That's
Zip it.
That's it. Yeah, if you're in the chance in this part of Michigan, stop by Pinckney, Dexter area of Michigan. Beautiful facility here at Pirate Stadium, home of the Legacy. And I'm sure they'd like to thank all their viewers in Michigan, their sponsors, on WFA football here on Go Live Sportscast. Here's the pitch. Speaks in the game. Speaks another 10 to 15. She's bounced out at the 31-yard line, maybe the 29-yard line, and she just another 20 yards there for her to put on the top of her stats.
Well, you got to keep your average at 12.5. You needed some long runs here at the late in the stages of the game to keep up with that. Surprised that she's still in the game, but she's a gamer, so she wants to be out there.
And she didn't get slapped in the face this time after running out of bounds. So as she comes out of the game, the clock is now running. 1:25 left in this contest. Been all Legacy now. They just have to take a couple kneels, and that'll be it. No, I don't think so. They're running some more plays. There's a pitch left. Little stutter step, twirl in the background. Oh, and hit on that blind side there. But Brittany Sterzinich with a few yards.
There's a handoff right there. She had to peel back, do the curly shuffle right there, and then all of a sudden, she gets tackled by that big offensive line of Columbus.
Ashana Robinson. 63. Ashley Howard or not one of them. I didn't get the license plate. 69. What? McLemore? Connor McLemore. Wow, but here's a run up the middle. Little bounce to the outside, left side coming into your living room now. Turns the corner to the 11 and out of bounds, and that'll run out the clock, Speaks does, after another 17-yard run. And
says, thank you very much. Let's do this again. So we're going to have one more play. That was an out-of-bounds clock stoppage.
Yeah, they're just saying, hey, you're going to slap our players in the face and put a helmet to helmet. We're not going to kneel. We're just going to run with some more plays and tack up some yardage.
We'll stay to the ground and pound.
Yep, there you go. That's what you do.
So Lansing's taking a timeout. They're going to talk about this play. I don't know.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Columbus is just going back to their sidelines. Couple players looking back.
Yep. Well, it'll be interesting. Coach's handshake. That's for sure. I mean, it's 1st and 10. You could, if you wanted to try to hit the end zone, you could go for a couple pass plays. If they get broken up, the clock still stops. He really.
So here comes the Lansing Legacy out of the huddle. Let's see who they have out there.
Yeah, I don't see Speaks, but I do see some the hands team. Got in the backfield. You got the fullback Robinson. Got air is on the.
Oh, looks like they're going to take a knee. Nope, they're going to hand it off and pound it forward.
To the 5. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Another timeout, a quick run there. And they're going to use their timeout here with 11.2 seconds.
And a 35-point lead.
Woo. Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, throwing some gas on the fire here, but I like it.
Yeah.
So they'll huddle up.
And the Chaos have not gone to the field. They have not gone to the sideline. They're just standing in formation on the field. So
it's only 2nd down. They got time for 2 more plays.
Yeah, they sure do. I was surprised they ran that first one, but
I mean, they could have a quick handoff. If they don't get it in the end zone, they can call a timeout if they got a timeout left. And why not? You're trying to work on your game, of course. You're not trying to rub anybody wrong, right?
Well, we do see 15 Desiree Trevino still feeling her neck and still being attended to, but she's up and she's moving. And, that started that hit-to-hit, and then the slap in the face to Speaks, I'm sure, added a little fuel where now we're coming down to this where they're just using every timeout and every play in the name of practice, I guess. But here it is again. They're going to punch it in. Touchdown, Speaks.
So Elizabeth Speaks came in there and says, give me the ball. I'll finish this off.
Add a little pad those stats some more after coming off Player of the Week from last week, and the WFA D2 Player of the Week possibly this week. And they still have time for an onside kick.
Well, are they going for the 2-point conversion or the one?
Yeah, that's another question, right? Well, they do got Dutton on to kick the extra point. So at least there's 7.8 seconds left on the clock. And here's some cat calling about losers from the other side, and the 4 Columbus fans that are made the trip. It's got to be tough making a trip. Got to go all the way back. 5-hour bus ride.
What's even tougher is you go back and you've had 3 games and you haven't scored a point.
That's even worse. Up and good, and Dutton again. Perfect for the day on the extra points, and the Legacy now padded up to 42.
Still time on the clock left here.
Yes.
There's still meat on the bone.
Yes, there is.
Ladies and gentlemen, make plans for, that's right back here, Saturday, June 6th. Same bat station, same bat time, 5:30.
So 42-0. Columbus is going to go out here with a goose egg again. You had 42 to 74. So you're 0 for over 100 and something.
Woo. Again, their offense hasn't looked on the ground that bad at times. It's kind of shocking that they haven't scored points against the other teams. I mean, they are facing a legacy team that's undefeated. Seem to have some success sometimes at parts of the game of moving to football, and it's hard to believe that the Columbus team have not scored a point this year.
Well, like we saw them last year, they're a very capable and sturdy team that plays the game at their pace. They don't have anybody else set the pace. They take their opportunities when they're given them to them.
There's the kick. Fielded at the 16-yard line. Dia Davis will just pull the ball, and that'll run the clock out, and that is it. From Pirate Stadium, the Legacy waltz out of here with a 42-0 over the Columbus Chaos. And in a fantastic game for the Legacy.
Well, it's what you expected out of the Legacy, and you know that Columbus has problems offensively, and their defense is on the field a lot. But that's what you expect out of Lansing, a sturdy, strong game. They play their game. They take their opportunities when they come along, and they capitalize on them.
So for Frank Mazzella, I'm Tommy Morris. Thanks to the crew in the truck. Go Live Sportscast. Join us back here for more WFA football June 6th as the Lansing Legacy will take on Tennessee here from Pirate Stadium.